All right, welcome everyone to the Comp Corner, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome,
So
welcome.
so we have a lot of things to talk about today, and we also have a special guest joining us today. Why don't you introduce yourself really quick?
Yeah, what's good? My name's Nightstalker. Own Rhino Esports.
I
Yeah.
love Darkstalkers, my
Yeah.
favorite fighting game.
Yeah.
So definitely though. Yeah, so I'm actually really excited, especially since I'm with Rhino now. I haven't really kind of announced it to my Twitter yet or anything like that. As I was like, it's whatever. And it's like it's really cool. I'm really happy, because I know Nightstalker previously from
Yeah,
my
for sure.
run in with PRS. And Nightstalker's just he's been awesome. He's been really helping me out. I think definitely though, like he was one of my opens to to esports in general and me getting like a
Yeah.
huge interest in it.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
so just start off. How did you meet Rhino? Like how did you how'd you get in
Yeah, yeah.
contact?
So how did I create it basically? That's what you're
Yeah, pretty
saying.
much.
So obviously, the previous, coming from I've run esports teams since 2013, but it was more or less time, I knew my value and my worth. Moved
Mm.
on and started my own thing. Originally wanted to make it just like a community. I didn't want to do any comp or anything, but Major One, obviously in Boston for Call of Duty, came around, and I had two teams come to me, and I was like, yeah, whatever. So I covered, for that, and then that got my drive back, wanting
Mm.
to do basically wanting to do comp again, and run it both ways. And
Oh yeah.
the Rhino was more just,
Mm.
is something I came up with quick. I drew, I'm pretty good with. I did a lot of Photoshop and graphics for my other teams and orgs and stuff
Wait,
like
so that
that.
was
So
just like all
Ah,
on the spot, like the
yeah, that
Rhino
was
and
just
everything?
it was just
yeah,
made because he said, "Fuck it, let's do this."
I
yeah.
love
So
that.
it was like
Awesome, actually.
it was like it was more or less it was a PNG, but then I added obviously the colors to it, and I've always
Right.
been even my original Night Stalker logo was purple and black, just because you don't see a lot of it. That's the thing, is like I wanted Rhino to be, you see so many people with red and black and green and black, and
Yeah.
copying the
Yeah,
pros,
just
and
just primary plus
it's
black.
yeah, it's like
Oh,
I
primary plus
wanted,
white.
yeah, I wanted something like you don't see any real,
Oh, so
other
you
than
did
like,
some Jackie Chan shit
yeah, I
because
just
what he
wanted it to be
does.
like, yeah, be like, like
You
there
just hit like a
are,
different sort of vibe
yeah,
instead of
there
the
are other,
classics.
yeah, there are other teams out there, don't get me wrong, that are purple and
Awesome.
black, but
Hmm.
Yeah, because what Jackie Chan does is I don't know if you guys notice this in his movies. So what he does normally is if his opponent's wearing black, he wears white. So whatever the opponent's wearing, he
yeah,
actually contrasts them. And it's like, okay, so he stands out being like that's him, and
yeah,
then we have the
yeah,
general enemies. So I like that in terms of, the thinking being, all right, I'm gonna
Yeah, yeah.
contrast this. I'm gonna do my own thing.
yeah.
Um so, that's also really cool. Actually, I have another question as well going into this.
Yeah.
Um when you started Rhino, right?
Mm.
Did you know that like how much it was kind of gonna blow up? Like, did you know it was gonna blow up, or were you just
I
like fuck it, we ball?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, coming from building previous pages and stuff, I knew I had it. Obviously, I didn't know when, and I mean, I'm still nowhere near numbers I've hit prior, but um,
I mean, it's a slow process.
this year alone, I mean, between having challengers runs, and I've got other stuff in store. I'm talking to
Right.
potential
Yeah.
BO6 teams.
Hmm.
I'm talking to people who are Val players, stuff like that. So I mean, I
Right.
knew what I was capable of. I didn't, I didn't think I'm having a better run now than when I was co-owning and stuff with other people. So it's like to go
Yeah.
back it would be pointless, because I'm doing better now. And I mean, I don't have the numbers, social media wise to show it, but it's all in the background. Like this next year will probably be, I think, this was just a it
Hmm.
happened type of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Actually, and it's also this is also another thing too. when you first met me, right? You know, someone
Yeah.
who it doesn't do shooters as a competitive wise,
Yeah,
who
yeah,
doesn't, who's super unorthodox with what he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
What was your like initial reaction meeting me? Just like being like, this guy's a fighting game player. Like what?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is a
I mean,
fighting game player.
so no bullshit. Like I knew it was around only because I go to this convention called PAX East. It goes worldwide. It's
Yeah.
PAX in general. PAX
Oh
in
yeah,
general.
absolutely. Yeah.
And one year it was street fighting, and obviously I don't know. I do know how it's played. Obviously I don't play it like
But
I've
you
never
just
played it,
the
but yeah,
mechanics, the
yeah, yeah,
in-depth
yeah.
mechanics, right?
But
Yeah.
yeah, watching it, I was like, damn, this is like, it's pretty
Yeah,
great.
like fucking
Yeah, and that's
FADC and all that shit.
yeah, and that's the other thing too is like, I didn't want to, I was in, you know, I was back when clans were a thing, and I was strictly in a COD community for a long time, and it's like when I started this, I wanted it to be really, just anything, just that's why I did. Like I didn't do Rhino Gaming or I did Rhino Esports because esports can be anything. It could be a streamer, it could be a
Right.
TikToker,
Yeah.
it could be a fucking someone on Twitter, it could be a blogger. So it just Rhino Esports was like that way there down the road I get, a Val player or whatever, like I mean Val and that's all gaming, but it's like esports just fit the name better because it's like now it's I could have anyone, I could have podcast people, like I can have anything in the community and
Yeah,
it's not like
competitive can really
yeah,
center around a
yeah,
lot of things.
yeah, yeah. And it's not like
Yeah.
strictly stuck,
Yeah,
and that's the thing, people see like, like all the
yeah. People
bigger,
usually just like
yeah,
focus on
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
competitive shooters or like the
Yeah, yeah,
FCC
yeah.
or just
Yeah,
the
when you
TGT.
hear gaming, yeah, it's like people are like, "Oh,
Yeah,
like
when you hear competitive, it's just those
yeah,
and not like the
yeah,
more niche communities,
yeah."
Yeah.
So
like
that's
Puyo
why
Tetris and all that shit.
Oh
yeah.
fuck.
Like old Tetris is actually main. Like what I've seen, some people have actually seen it.
Yeah,
Like
it's
like Tetris Monthly
really
Classics. Yeah,
it's so competitive. Oh my god,
yeah,
like
dude.
it's
People have
intriguing.
learned how to like fucking go harder than hyper tapping and it's rolling, and it's like what the fuck. But yeah,
Like
no,
these
it's
are
just
like inhumane. Like this is inhuman reactions we're talking about. Like this is like what the
yeah,
like how do you do this
Yeah.
shit?
yeah.
You
But like,
know?
you're just trying to again when people say competitive, they usually think of the bigger stuff instead of everything encompassing what
Yeah.
competitive is or can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, me and loading, we're both mainly fighting game players. If
Yeah.
you want to talk like shooters and stuff like that, like COD or anything like that,
Like I play TF2, like I played
Yeah,
TF2 for like almost 4,000 hours,
yeah,
but that's practically the only shooter I
that's
know because it's the only one that
yeah.
captivated me for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exile and
I still play it
Replay
today.
Exile and Replay, the two other podcast members, they're really into Val. Like they like
yeah.
it, and but just like me, they just
Yeah,
don't have any real drive. Well, I wouldn't say Exile as much. Exile still has like he still has drive for the game. Like he actually still loves it. Me and
Yeah.
Replay and loading, we really just have like no drive in like these games because
yeah.
we're
No,
like, you
when
know
I'm
what, we're
playing the
just having
game, I'm like,
fun.
fuck it, let's do whack ass strategies.
Yeah, really. Like
Yeah.
we just kind of go on guns blazing. Actually, I literally was playing earlier, and oh god, I didn't even do that well. I think I did like what 3 and 8 because I was just really not trying. I was just having the time of my
Understandable.
life. I was just having the time of my life. But that's not to say though, like these games aren't worth trying. Though they're definitely worth trying. If you
Yeah.
just give it a
Okay.
chance. Um,
Um, there we
actually,
go. Okay.
me and loading are actually getting into a new fighting game that's coming out from Riot. I
Yeah.
call it Double Knockout, but it's
Yeah. I
officially
call it
called
Project L because that was the original
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
But it's called 2XK. I don't know if you've heard anything about it, but
No.
to just kind of like give you an idea, do you know the game League of Legends?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're
One
turning
of
that.
the
They're
biggest
turning.
MOBAs.
Yeah, they're taking that. They're taking some of the characters and putting them into a fighting game.
Kind of like Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like it's a tag
Well, I
team
see it's kind of
system.
like Marvel 1 maybe, but with like less buttons.
Probably, yeah. I think it's so, but
Because it is
the
a
point is
2v2 instead
though,
of
I
3v3.
think that's gonna blow up in the competitive scene so fast.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's like you can have 2v2s because of how it's played.
I think honestly, if in Nightstalker, this is definitely good advice for you. If you take advantage of that, 2xKO,
Yeah.
I think Rhino's going to do a lot better because if we take that
Yeah.
in and be like, oh yeah, we're like open to people like that, who play a double knockout.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
definitely going to be like, oh yeah, yo, I should join this team. They're not like they're more open to newer players. Because that's what I
Yeah.
believe Rhino is, right? Like it's open to newer players.
Yeah. Which is it's funny that you because so basically I've already been in talks. So it's just right now. I don't know if you guys heard of X Defiant or X Defiant,
Defiant?
but
X-Defiant?
yeah. So it's
Mm,
Oh, X Defiant. Yeah, I've heard of
yeah.
that.
So I talked to a couple COD kids who switched. The game's kind of broken right now, but yeah. So basically, it's open to a lot of newer titles. That's why like when they told me about it, I didn't really know much, and I was like, this is a game I want to get into before the bigger teams. And then like I've been talking on obviously the female side. I mean, I know it's been tough waters for them, obviously.
I mean, I
Yeah.
saw with
Just
Grace.
no, yeah, but I'm talking like female comp, in general, like WXC type stuff and
Well, don't they face?
whatnot.
Don't they face like a lot of sexism?
They do, yeah. So that's the thing with WXC was I was trying to get in before it got to where it's at now, and I mean, there's a lot of 50-50 splits. So that was my goal. Is yeah, like I've been, you know, even when I go live, I try to tell people to give me games like you just did for me to look into because that's something I do. I do want to not just be strictly like
COD
I
and
want.
just
Yeah. I want to get in, but
one trick
that's
pony.
the thing is, yeah, you got to get in. You got to get in before the bigger saturated teams
Yeah,
because if you're one of the
Yeah.
first few,
It's
you
under
got
the
to.
pond before the bigger fish.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I I actually do not agree with a lot of the sexism that goes around within
Yeah,
like the
Yeah,
competitor
it's kind
side.
of
I
Which is
mean,
why
it's a bit iffy.
which is why I love fighting games as well. Like in
yeah,
the comp scene, is because there
yeah,
is no like I doesn't matter what gender you are. You're good
yeah,
because you're good.
yeah,
Like
Yeah,
there's
like
no way for you to cheat because you're face to face with each other. You're on the same, console. Like there's really absolutely no way you can cheat. And,
yeah,
like
like
it's
literally
all
it does
yeah,
pure
not
skill.
matter.
yeah,
If you're good at the game, you're good at the game. I'm pretty sure there was like a combo breaker thing where it's like Sonic the Fighters. There was like a trans person that got into like top 4. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I've literally seen female players like come in and like dominate.
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
dude, no lie. So I'm pretty close. You guys probably don't know her, but back previously, her boyfriend played for me, and well, her ex-boyfriend now. But this kid Lunars, his girlfriend is she goes by T. She's plays for Amit. She's the only female right now to qualify for the ECW like Warzone.
Yo, fucking shout
Yeah.
outs to
So
hey,
her.
yeah. So
Yo.
yeah. So
let's
so that
fucking go.
that was pretty cool because it's like to see a girl, especially playing Amit's. Obviously, they're a little bigger than me, but they're right below being in the
Yeah,
league. And yeah, I mean, I just saw that a couple weeks ago. She posted that, and it's crazy. Like, yeah, I mean, it's like anything, you know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
even pro sports, you don't see a whole lot of girls that are allowed in NBA, NHL, and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but
I
there's
also
leagues
do
for them.
believe I also do believe that some girls are just kind of too afraid to go
Yeah,
into the comp scene because
yeah,
they're
due
they're
to how
afraid
it is.
to, yeah, due
yeah,
to how it is. So it's really rough. So I think,
yeah,
us as, male players who are aware of this, it's definitely our duty to kind of like bring this to
yeah.
light and be like, this is not okay. We have to be open with them.
Like
Let
seriously,
them
I
it's just
see.
mean, even just gaming in general. Like, I don't know if you guys saw what happened at the challengers, not challengers, at the champs 2 weeks ago.
No, what
I mean,
happened?
dude, so like there's videos out there on Twitter, and obviously Optic Texas hosted the event, so it was in Dallas, and
Right.
there's footage out there of people in the crowd, like you know yelling at these players that are they're fat, they're this, they're that, and it's like, bro, like people don't know how to filter, even in lot, like you can't even I can't even stream anymore with chat on because you don't know what someone's gonna say and if it's gonna get you
yeah, that's
banned or whatever. But it's like
Yeah.
to go to an actual event in person and you know, like,
What I
spend
think
yeah,
what
it's
I think
crazy.
of it, when I think of
It's
that,
crazy the ego.
yeah. I mean, though, when I think
yeah,
of it, I say it like this. Anytime like I kind of like hear something like that, I'm like, there's a reason why you're not on like you're not up there
Yeah.
and they
Oh
are.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
Yeah.
know, because
Like you
they
may be
grind, they
trash
did
talking
their.
them, but
Yeah.
You're not
you're
up
kind of
there.
down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the crowd while they're up there,
Yeah.
kind of doing their thing
Yeah.
and actually, you know,
You're in the
playing.
goddamn nosebleeds out here.
You are in the you are in the seats. You're in the stands. You cannot talk.
Yeah.
You're watching this from your own home. You couldn't even get the ticket.
Yeah, that's something. Like me and Loading definitely, because we just watched what you watched Evo, right? Did you see Evo?
I did not watch Evo. I still have to do that. Still have to
Dude,
do like the Evos.
you
Fucking
don't
hell.
see a lot of that, right? Like in Evo. I mean, the only thing you really see is like someone coaching from behind, like in the
Yeah, like
crowd.
I think the most wild thing I've seen from like any high level competition is in Melee when someone threw a crab at Hungry Box.
Oh my god, I remember. Okay, so Nightstalker, just to give you context, this player, Hungry Box, he's been playing Super Smash Bros. Melee for years,
And
seriously.
people
Like,
hate him.
people hate him. I
Like,
don't understand why. He's a cool dude.
I don't
like,
either.
like he's actually really good. He's cool. He plays Jigglypuff, one of the worst characters, so it's kind of respectable.
Top
And
three.
doesn't
It's
matter.
top three character.
She was, yeah. I mean, but still, though, you know, she's just kind of bad.
Yeah, it's
still.
just the play style.
Yeah,
Fine.
it's the play style that kind of boosts
People
her.
hated how he played.
But someone decided it was a good idea, right? After he had won his, did he win that match? I think he won that match.
He won one of his biggest matches known to
He did,
like, any
and
Melee.
someone ruined that, you know, that momentum for
Yeah.
him by
Yeah,
throwing
he
a
was the
crab
most
at him.
joyous
The
man in the
crab was
entire
alive.
stadium. Yeah, he was the most joyous man in the stadium, and then it just dipped to fucking.
It was
Whoops!
horrible.
I'm angry now. Who threw this at me? Like,
Yeah, it was really toxic of that person to even do that. I think they
Yeah.
got banned. They got caught and banned.
good.
I don't remember fully on that story, but I know for a fact that they that, you know, Hungry Box definitely was not happy after that, and you know, his comment, you know, to that was like, dude, that guy really, you know, ruined my night.
Yeah, no right to throw a crab.
You had you have no right. If you're in the crowd, you have no right to be saying anything to be ruining a match like that. That is an official
Yeah.
match. That is in a very important match. I don't care if you're friends with that person, if you're family with them. You don't do that. It's disrespectful
don't-
for one
You
thing,
don't
and
fuck with people after the match. Like,
not
again,
even
that was
that.
after like the final match.
Yeah, but not even just after, but
Huh.
during the match. You know, like,
Yeah.
like, dude, you don't just you can cheer them on, saying, "Yeah, let's go," but
Yeah, yell or boo them. Don't throw a crab at them.
yeah, don't interfere in, you know, like shadow them. Like, they know what they're doing, and they have their own coaches to help them out, because apparently I found out coaching's allowed. I'm still appalled by that, actually.
Yeah, it's still weird, but I mean, like, yeah.
Yeah. More on that though is do you have you ever heard anything like that? People throwing crabs or shit like that?
Yeah, just anyone hating that hard that they just throw something at someone.
Yeah, I mean, not in esports. I haven't seen it.
Not so only in Melee.
Yeah, I've seen it in like sports, like actually, baseball.
Yeah,
Other
it's
sports.
horrible.
Hockey's the worst. Hockey's the worst.
That is
Hockey?
insane.
Yeah,
Hockey?
hockey's the worst, man. They'll throw squids. They'll throw
Fucking
crazy,
what?
crazy shit, man. Dude,
I
put
gotta-
it this,
yeah, no,
put it this way: the Bruins, where I'm from, Boston, dude, they're our own fans were throwing beer cans because they couldn't. They were just playing defense the whole game, and we're talking your own people are booing you, throwing beer cans on the ice because that's how
Yeah, you
bad
don't
the
want to
game's
play good if your own fans
You
are
know?
doing that.
you know. But yeah, there's crazy shit. I've seen rubber
Yeah.
mice, rubber
Yeah.
snake. It's just crazy shit.
So there's actually you know, still going on to fighting game talk. Yeah, you randomly kind of like asked me if I wanted to, you know, if I wanted graphics, which caught me completely off guard that day. I was at work. You know,
Yeah.
I was at
Yeah.
work because I work for T-Mobile.
Yeah.
And right, it was like a downtime, and we kind of already did everything. So I was just kind of sitting on the couch, just like flipping through my phone, and then
Yeah.
I just see you text me about that. I'm like, I mean, sure, why not? Let's see where this goes. And then, I was expecting like just some like graphics thing, like a
Yeah.
profile pics or something like that, to go with my for the server. And I was like, and then I just see on my Twitter feed me getting added, and I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck? um, so I just have to ask, why'd you ask me among other there's many different fighting game players. There's someone I know called Spiro Jin. I mean, he signed on with someone right now, but there's many different other people. I always
Mhm.
question like, why me?
Yeah, I mean, so the graphics obviously, like, I know people have been in here for quite some time and whatnot, and I paid a guy a long time ago, and I finally got it. So it was more or less like wanting to get that out there. So not only to help me grow and help you guys grow, but get it out there. So a lot of the other members don't even know who's
Hmm.
who. That's why I kind of said in the tweet that you were like the
Yeah, because
fighting player.
I know you got my boy KK.
Yeah, I got in some
That's
couple. I got a couple other people in, through. That was another thing I got a Central Val streamer through just he saw someone else retweet one of our cards, and so it was more of getting the people who have been here a while who I wanted to get a graphic for them a long time ago, but I didn't have
yeah.
the ESD to
Yeah,
do it.
it's understandable.
And yeah, and yeah, it was just to really help everybody. You know, when I've noticed when you do a post on socials, there has to be some type of image attached, or it doesn't do as well. I find talk to some other orgs that do the same thing. Even if you're recruiting, if you have some type of graphic that says we're recruiting, there's a
Yeah.
better turnaround when there's a graphic attached than when there's because people just read over it. But if there's something eye catching, it will potentially bring in other people, or it makes them double check.
So yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, a lot of people
Yeah.
nowadays are like, what's it called? They have this like moment where they're not gonna really be paying attention until like they kind of see like a
Yeah,
picture or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Then they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, let's go see what this is about."
Yeah, and I mean that even goes along with so obviously I've told you everything I was doing this year alone, just with challengers, etc., etc. And then it's like, all right, so I built the Rhino uh, Discord server, and then I put mods in there and admin to run the page, and then next thing I know, I'm off doing what I think is growing and helping and whatever, and I get messages that Discord's dry and no one's talking, blah blah blah. And I mean, I'm sure you've seen in the past couple
Yeah,
weeks. I
I've seen
went,
it dead, and
dude.
I'm
I,
like,
w-
I
I
feel so
went,
terrible.
dude. AWOL, just messaging people personally. Why, like, why can't you say hi? Why? And it comes down to, oh, I don't know, or I don't feel comfortable. And it's like, well, as a streamer or a player or whatever you are, I mean,
I
or
say
then it
hi.
comes down to them saying, oh, I'm not promoting them, and it's like, but at the end of the day, right? It is Rhino's job for sure to promote and get people, out there. But you have to want to
Mm.
build you have to want to build your own. You know what I mean?
You have to be
You
serious
can't,
about it.
Yeah,
yeah, you can't expect to join, a bigger org or whatever and have them
can't.
promote you to grow.
Yeah, you can't join and do nothing to get
Yeah,
something.
or they're like,
You gotta
what?
prove your standing.
Yeah, and it's like, some people are like, I don't have a card yet, or I don't have this, or and it's like, so make a difference then. If there's something in the Discord you don't like, people not talking. When I say hi or hello, why is no one answering? It goes back to, you know, I can I can give you a graphic, I can do whatever, but if you're
You
not
just gotta
putting
make the
work,
effort.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
do something
Yeah,
like this. Like
yeah,
kind of involve Rhino in certain things that you do, which is what I'm
yeah,
doing. I wanted to involve you because I was like, you
yeah,
know what? This is a great way. It's a growing platform. It's a newer
yeah,
platform. You guys promote
yeah,
newer platforms anyway, so I'm like, you know
yeah,
what? This is great because it works for both of us. You
yeah,
promote your stuff in here. Let people know that there are places like you guys that, take smaller streamers, take smaller streamers, take smaller, competitive players, and, nurture them to help them grow and to possibly move on to other places that are bigger and bigger and bigger to develop their skills and to develop their, their own platform.
And yeah, I mean, there's even people in Rhino, like, I have really good ties with TikTok. I know some people who work for them, and you know, I've gotten people access when they shouldn't have access to go on live. I've told them, listen, this is how this algorithm works, and I mean, I have people that can vouch for me that they've double, tripled, their following just by listening. Like, that's the thing is like I've been in so many different scenes and just gaming in general that I have the info, but I'm not going to share it with people who I feel like, don't have the drive because it's like, why waste my
Yeah,
time? But at the end of the day, I can only tell them what to do. And if they don't do it, then,
that's on
it
them.
falls on them. And it's like, I want to, I can make somebody that has 200 followers get 1,000, get 2,000. Like, I can make it, I know the ins, I know the outs, and I put the effort in. But at the end
I
of the
I
day,
definitely I definitely know on my Twitter, like I'm definitely not gonna grow because for one thing, I don't really post there very much, and that's kind
hmm,
of for one thing, it is on
yeah,
me. But at the same
yeah,
time, I just don't care for it enough because that's not the
yeah,
platform I focus on.
Yeah,
yeah,
Like
and
yeah. It's just you focus on like Twitch more often.
I
yeah,
do. I focus on Twitch, and I'm now going to be focusing on the podcast
YouTube,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
well,
YouTube.
YouTube and podcast because
yeah.
this.
And this was one thing that I definitely wanted to started. I wanted to be a part of a podcast
Yeah,
group, or at least host it. But
and you got like a whole ass idea around
yeah,
that you want to do with this, and just like to be honest, I'm always down to help. Like again, I may not be here
I
the entire
probably
time, but
shouldn't. I probably shouldn't share this, but I'm gonna share it anyways because it's whatever. Um, Back when I was with PRS, we were supposed to do a podcast thing, and I would ask
but
upon it, but it would never happen, and it would always like no one would ever tell me anything, give me any updates or anything like that. And I'm
Yeah,
like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do my own thing.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
like I was like,
that's wow. That
and you know what?
it's
I
like
don't care because I'm here doing my own damn thing.
you're just big dick shrimping.
That's definitely the wording for it. And I'm so happy that I get to do podcasts and then also like kind of help people kind of
Yeah,
grow, and then on top of that, like we grow, they grow, and then we can also like inform them the side or the scenes of things that
yeah,
go
like
on, because a lot of people think like, oh, um esports is like, I don't know how to like get into it, I don't know how to get
how
onto
does
a
it work?
team, how
Why
does it
is
work.
it like this? No, we're all just a bunch of fucking morons that love playing fighting games, and some of us are just better than others.
And I
mm,
believe in fully that if you want to do something, you got to put your best foot forward and just kind of go out there. Like if you want to go on a team, you got to try out for them. Like any other like sports team, you got to try out, or
Yeah,
ask them
that's
to
why
give
I
you a
don't.
shot. Like it takes time. Like
Yeah,
it won't matter your following or anything like that. I doubt they're gonna care for your following as much as they're gonna
it
care for
doesn't
you to
care how
play.
big you are; it's just how well you play.
Like they
mm,
need
yeah,
something. They want potential. They don't want some one trick pony. Like tens,
Yeah, like
like
no one's
Sentinel
gonna want to
tens.
see me play Tager and Blaze Blue. Like,
Exactly. I sure as hell wouldn't. Sentinel tens. Sentinel tens. He actually was. He got. He wasn't really good at CS:GO. I'm not gonna say he wasn't really good, but it was like he wasn't
it was
really.
underperforming than everyone
Yeah, he
else's
was
skill level.
underperforming. And then he went on to Valorant, and then he just dominated the scene.
Yeah, he
And it
just
was
didn't
like he
find the
put
right
his
game.
because he put his best foot forward.
Yeah,
Like he's like, you know what, CS:GO didn't work out. I'm gonna try Valorant, see where it goes.
and bada bing, bada boom.
And look where he's at now. He's like fucking
He's fucking
hitting
balling.
numbers. He's balling. He's hitting numbers. You know, I wish I was as good as him at Valorant, but I know it's never gonna happen because Valorant's just not my game. Fighting games are, and loading knows.
Yeah, Street Fighter 6. Yeah, definitely. So, like, maybe not Marvel, but Street Fighter, Tekken,
Yeah.
100%. You got a lot of
Uh,
potential there, bud.
just don't find me in Street Fighter while I'm drunk.
Yeah, no, he fucking killed on fucking Street Fighter while yeah.
It's weird
Like
too.
seriously, he plays better when he's drunk. Not even joking.
I have
Like
so many.
seriously,
Yeah.
Marvel, he's taken off some rounds off of my main just because he was drunk.
That's why they call me the Drunken Fist Master and the Shore Euclid, man.
I'm so confused on how the fuck you managed to get through fucking Hulk sent Taskmaster.
It's not even that. It's not even that. That's not really how I got my name.
How the
Like
fuck?
how I got my name, like how I got that legacy in that server was because of the sole fact that I
You
was
were
playing
winning while
ranked.
drunk.
I was playing ranked and I decided, yeah, it's a good idea. Let's play ranked while drunk. And
Let's
so
get drinky.
I proceeded to get, I think, 25 perfects that night. Not even kidding.
He
And
plays better when drunk. So before he goes in, give him the performance enhancing drug known as a Budweiser.
make sure you take the keys from me and we're all good to go.
You know, is beer even allowed in fucking?
I don't know,
Is
but
would that technically be considered a performance enhancing drug?
I mean, hold up.
Like, we know those aren't allowed
Can you drink
before a competitive set in fighting games. Like, I genuinely think that it should be allowed because some people play exceptionally better when drunk. But when they don't, but when it's not, it's like for fucking like they just go shit faced. It's like, like if it's like that much of a problem that it like is there any rules against it?
There's nothing saying anything against it actually. Like
DJ, I may have an idea.
This is how it's gonna turn me an alcoholic, man. I swear.
Nightstalker. Give this man a Budweiser before every match.
Nah, fucking give me a blackberry beach cocktail and we're chilling.
Blackberry beach cocktail. That sounds amazing.
It actually is very good. I actually had my
Really?
first drink. Yeah, I had my first drink last week. So, and that's how I
Yeah, 'cause
know.
it was your birthday.
Yeah, my 24th birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. All right.
I'm gonna hang myself.
No. Definitely the competitive scene. Definitely. So competitive scene wise, though, definitely you guys have that covered. Actually, I want to ask another thing is, what is your plans when you hit where you want to go? Like, are you just gonna start like sending players out, like when you start making that money for it, or what's the goal there?
I mean, the goal for sure. I mean, I fell shy a little bit of. I had this year alone. Let's see. So 2 weeks ago, I sent a really stacked team to a local, and we got our first gold. So that was cool.
Okay.
And then prior to that, Boston, I had 2 top 24 placements for challengers, and then one of the same teams, a couple different players got top 24 in Miami. So that's the goal. Is it's so this is how I explain it. Right now, I'm obviously funding everything. It's like anything, you fund it out of pocket, right?
Yeah.
But the easiest way I can explain it, and I explain it to the teams I talk to, is it's like the lottery. You know, my plan is I need that one good placement that gets me some money that I can reinvest, that I can then build and then win more money and reinvest. So the goal, like right now, I'm covering a lot of team passes, places to stay.
Right.
But yeah, the overall goal is to get everybody, including me, some money, some shape or form, and more or less, yeah, just have that everybody, between streaming or whatever they do, somehow getting a constant cash flow would be the really, cool. And I've got some sponsors now already that are
Really?
yeah, that are pretty big actually.
Are you able to
One,
promote
yeah,
anything?
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. So there's I'm sure you guys know too. He's a COD player, but FaZe Blaze, he was in FaZe. He's not in there anymore.
Okay.
He started a chocolate company called Charged Chocolate. He's working on getting it into Walmart and
What?
stuff like that. So it's like it's almost like a Mr. Beast chocolate, but on drugs. So
I don't.
what it is
that's wording.
Yeah, those recent allegations.
dude,
Maybe that's not the best.
dude. So
Maybe that's not the best.
it's literally caffeinated chocolate. So it's
Oh.
it's like drinking an energy drink, but
No, I was saying just because of the
okay.
recent allegations Beast has
Yeah,
gotten against him.
there's been
Some
recent.
don't
There's some
seem
shit.
too good about that.
Yeah.
But that's
that
what I'm saying.
comparison.
It's like yeah, it
Though I will say,
replaces
Mr.
everything.
I will say Mr. Beast's chocolate though does kind of slap. I'm
Yeah,
not even
no,
gonna
yeah.
lie.
Yeah, it's alright.
for sure.
It does
But yeah,
slap.
no,
It's much better than Hershey's. That's all I can say.
Absolutely. But I would definitely be down to. Do you have like a code or anything? Do you want you know?
yeah, it's just you go.
Yeah, if you want to tell me the code, I can type that into the chat, and then I just slam that into the.
I wanna.
The lime that.
I said slap that you.
And
It's slime that.
yeah, it's just Rhino, capital
Or slime that. I'm
RHINO.
sorry, dog.
But I've tried it myself, and honestly, uh,
Wait.
the I used to be big in energy drinks. Over the years, I've gotten really crazy with heartburn, and them shits really fuck me up. But the chocolate really worked. It's crazy
Yeah.
as it is. You don't realize how eating a piece of chocolate, even if it is caffeinated, what it can do. For you,
Right.
Yeah, it's just a completely different experience.
You heard it here,
yeah.
folks. What's it called? Charged?
Charge
Energy. I'm looking at Charge Chocolate. I'm looking at the website right now, and I see some baller ass stuff coming up soon.
Bro,
all right,
yeah,
yo, could you send that into me, loading? I'm gonna slam that all down in the
Dude, to what I see, they're getting charged like drinks into like chewable forms, like peach mango. I fucking love mango flavored shit.
Yeah.
Like mango, like spicy mango, like beef jerky. You got like mango shake, like fucking not shake smoothies.
You heard it here, folks.
Mango candies.
Go to Charge Chocolate. Type in Rhino. Come on, get that discount. Get that discount.
Get your chocolate.
Get your chocolate, SpongeBob.
I remember when chocolate was invented. I hated it. Yeah, I'm okay at voices, but
we're definitely goofing and gaffing.
Okay, there's also the disclaimer there's a medical disclaimer at the bottom of the page. You know what they're doing.
Yo, they got all bases covered. They got all bases covered.
3 pieces per day maximum, 54 milligram caffeine per ball.
Oh yeah, 3 pieces. Yeah, if that's the case, yeah,
that
3
is
pieces.
Hard hitting caffeine. Jeez.
You know the worst part is though.
Milligrams.
You know the worst part is though. I'm a chocolate guy, so once I start eating it, I don't stop. So
CJ, I would not be surprised if you ate a whole ass bar of this thing.
Dude, if I ate a whole ass bar of that, it's over. I'm not sleeping for the next 3 days. You said 5 point? How much was it?
54 milligrams per ball.
I am not sleeping for 3 days.
Hold on, let me see what the biggest one is. There is an 80-piece change make. There's an 80-piece box.
Dude, whoever this guy is, I love this man. Dude, alright. That's grind time for me if that's the case.
Yeah,
fuck.
That's grind time. Time to eat 54 milligram of caffeine chocolate.
Do you know how much Warframe I can pack in with that?
At least 700 rounds.
I know! It's amazing!
I'm like, there's 2 versions as well. There's dark and milk chocolate. Oh my god.
I will definitely, because I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow. I'll definitely promote Charged tomorrow, and I'll tell them, yo, use code Rhino. Even though I'm not personally sponsored by them, but use code Rhino anyways.
CJ, all I can say is, please do not buy the 80-piece and eat them all in one sitting.
What's the 80-piece?
Maybe the 12 3-packs, but not the 80-piece.
An 80-piece box you could get.
$60. And that's for a whole box.
80 pieces. Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the other thing is their pricing is like really, really.
Yeah, it's a real like 12
These are
bucks.
affordable.
That's less than like less than, like, what is it, like 40 cents for each?
That's what I got. To try before like I even started promoting it. I got the 12 and
yeah. Okay, that's $1.15 per piece. Damn.
Yeah, dude, and
I like
$1.15
per piece. Like,
I like too that they have this
like the prices match the prices match the quality. To what I can understand.
Yeah.
Well, to what I can assume because I haven't tried this.
I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, even if you think about it, most energy drinks now are like $3 a pop.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. Most of the like fucking I love Arizona because it's a single buck, but some energy drinks, you said are like $3, and aren't really worth the effort.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like.
Okay, my brain immediately just scrolled down and I see coming soon, and I see mixed berry pink lemonade, peach mango.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was talking about. Like, there's mango shit now.
Yeah, the chews. I don't know if it's gonna be like a gum or what.
That's what I'm like. That's what I'm very like.
It's a gummy chew. It's not gonna be like gum. It's gonna be like one of those.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you don't know that giant like gummy worm from Fat 19? It's gonna be like that.
Dude, one of those
is single pop.
One of those is a 16-ounce energy drink.
Dude, I think I just found something better than an energy drink because like energy drinks really
We
fucking.
found something better than normal chocolate and energy drinks. This.
Dude, I get the best of both worlds.
You don't even have to drink anything. You can just drink water afterwards.
Oh, and they have like a subscription service. Oh, that's cool.
Do they?
Yeah, they have a subscription service.
Yeah,
It
the
delivers
subscribe and
every
save.
4 weeks.
Shit.
Yeah,
You're gonna have a lot of fucking chocolate
and you
for
save $1.
every 4 for every month that you have your.
Well, if you get
that's
the
a
15,
lot.
if you get the 15 single balls, right, and you do the 1169, it seems like that actually will like last you like, you know.
Yeah, that,
Yeah, you save 10% on each one. $54 for 80.
Yeah.
That is a lot more. That is fucking.
I feel like that's a
away.
better. I think that's better. The subscription.
That is an
like,
amazing deal compared to 11 for 15.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yo, I might nab me some now. Shit, I'm gonna have to now. You know.
If I check the price, like roughly the 15. You're going for the price. So what I can see is you're getting $1.36 per thing, but if you go for like 80 over 54,
Yeah.
I'm taking just $1.48 per piece.
Well, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. You got 2 members of the Com Corner. Soon enough, it's gonna be all 4 of
Take
us.
a quick second to
We're
do
gonna
the
be doing
math,
this.
and by God, it's worth it.
Like, y'all gotta cop this, man. You come on.
$1.34 per piece. I think I don't have that good flash memory. Let me do that again.
So, yeah. Also, Rhino, or Rhino as as a whole esports. I definitely grew to like and love the different people in there. Now, I don't talk to them over time. Like I don't really. Nightstalker knows I don't interact with a lot of people in there. Except I think you is like the most consistent person I talk to. Probably because I know you the best, but definitely with everyone in there, it seems like they're all lovely people, and if anything, like y'all should also like check out Rhino, check out Nightstalker too. He does his own thing. He has his own content. And definitely check out the other people. Check out their website. I actually just saw that. I'll definitely throw that link in there. Check out the website. Actually, there's something I wanted to ask that I noticed on your on your Twitter. Did you know that the Discord is not in there? So I know the Discord is not in there. Is it because you guys like are inviting them personally, or?
Yeah, so that's the thing is I've been, the old way of that I ran things before. I'm a person like once I meet you once, I'll know you forever, whether you talk or you don't talk. And
Understandable.
I found with linking your Discord, right?
Right.
You get everybody and their brother inviting somebody, but you never hear. And the past orgs and all that I've dealt with, it's like every month you're going through and you're finding, all right, this person joined in 2022, and you try and find them and they haven't said a word. So I have it.
So you're having it controlled.
Yeah, it's controlled. I mean,
I shouldn't put it that way.
All you gotta do is ask. All you gotta do is ask an admin, or me, or one of the, my brother helps me.
Best person to go to is to the Rhino Twitter. DM them. They'll get someone to DM you back. There's always someone. Not to say that don't go to these guys personally, but if you want a good chance to get a day one invite, go to the Twitter.
Yeah, I'm pretty quick. With turnarounds, because that's my biggest thing is getting people in, and it gives me like we have the self-select role. That's the other thing is the server is set up so some stuff's hidden, and if you don't self-select or you're missing a role, like I had someone the other day who's been in a while, like, oh, it says it's locked when I did an announcement because they didn't have the notification for content creator, which is basically a role that if you want to be notified when people are going live, because that was one thing is I had people saying I'm getting spammed with all these things, and it's like, all right, well, I'll just make a role, and if people want that role to be notified, if they're a content creator or they want to follow the other content creator, it's easier than allowing everybody to post, because you would get nonstop. And I mean, I have mine silenced for that reason because I'm in a couple and I gotta go through mine because some of them I don't even interact in. But yeah, I just try to keep it a little more controlled. So at times like this, when it gets dry and I'm wondering why, I can say, all right, this person I know I've talked to, this one why, or if something goes wrong, I've already talked to them prior to, and it's just like it's like getting a job. You got to go for an interview, and then you get the yes or the no. So
You got to
it
do this
just
thing.
helps. Yeah, it helps me. It helps me too. Like I get to meet them before I give them in, and yeah, it just then I
I
can
think
give
I
them
think
more
it's a good
roles.
thing.
And, yeah,
I mean, my server being more public, so it's like open
yeah,
to the public.
yeah,
I think it's definitely great for someone like there, because you're starting out too, so you don't
yeah,
know,
yeah,
these people as well as they're like,
yeah,
oh yeah, you should definitely know me because
yeah,
I did this, and this, like,
yeah,
so it's nothing personal,
yeah,
just
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen,
I
it's nothing
think,
personal. It's just
yeah,
he's just
yeah,
doing his
no, I
thing.
think it's more, and that's the other thing. I have no problem people inviting their friends, but it's like
Yeah,
I don't want just anybody to be able to invite them and
yeah,
sneak through
it's
the
just a bit
cracks.
weird when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have your main thing that you're trying to sponsor versus everyone
yeah,
else who
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing you're trying to sponsor's
yeah,
friend, just kind
yeah,
of barging on in.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like, you got to realize that some people are just they do things one way, and then there's the
yeah,
other way of doing things. So
yeah,
Yeah,
you can't always take things to heart, especially when you don't know what they're going through,
yeah,
having to deal with like certain things. So it's you really just can't assume that everyone that it's like it's personal.
yeah,
Can't assume
yeah,
that because nowadays people are just taking things way too seriously and way too personal, and
it's
it's
a bit of
fucked.
a vibe killer
It's fucked is what it
sometimes.
is.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um, notice Exile still hasn't joined in yet. When I was
yeah, it's
holding him.
been it's 45 minutes. Like goddamn,
I think
where
maybe
is he?
he might have fell asleep. This is
To
so
be
stupid.
honest, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
He's been tired. I mean, he's got a new girlfriend and everything. Have you heard about that?
Oh, good for him.
So he's been a little preoccupied.
He's been
He's got a,
having
he's got he's
some
got lady. He's
fun.
got a late. Hey yo. um, which I'm actually happy for him.
Yeah, he's good.
So upon other things though, are how excited are you for like there's like multiple things coming up in terms of like Tekken 8's been on the rise lately.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 6 has been up on the rise. Like these new fighting games, like are you gonna start looking at fighting
Yeah,
game people,
2XKO.
sweeping them
The
up?
revival of Marvel 3 specifically via modding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a really really good Tekken player that I've known for a long ass time, and I wish he lived in America because uh I was talking to him before prior to running.
Right.
Yeah, he wins left and right Tekken stuff, but yeah, man, it's just he lives in like Israel, but it's a foreign country, and dude, it's crazy because I got talking to him, and I swear they're all like they all just swarm in. Like if you're live, they're like there's like 900 of them, and just come in. They're like crazy, but yeah, he does. I wish I knew his name. I can't remember.
I mean,
Crazy
yeah.
Tekken player, and dude, he wins left and right. But he wanted me to pay for like a visa and
Yeah, you can't. Like
can't
he's
afford it.
expecting a lot. Like he's
Yeah,
expecting gold when
yeah,
right now you're not even there yet,
yeah. The
Yeah.
problem is though, man. I kind of kick myself because that's the other thing too. Like, I don't know how some of these teams are like no-name teams, and then
Yeah, just
they borrow money from somebody, because it's like, bro, if I had to pay for everything, you know, for everybody every
you
single
basically
time, I'd
built
be
it from
yeah,
your own
yeah,
scratch.
yeah, yeah. So
Like
that's the
instead of
goal.
borrowing money, it's just
Yeah,
you have like no debts, I guess, to what to say. While other teams
yeah,
that are basically no names do have those types of debts,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and just are kind of maybe suffering if they didn't find the best players.
yeah. So like that's the other goal too. Is it's like hopefully going back to like the goal and getting money in everybody's pocket at the same time. It's like you know you can have big name sponsors, but I mean they don't want to help you do things, and I don't have any stats to prove anything right now, so uh, that's the other goal too, is hopefully get some under funding and people to
I
get
mean,
me up
things
and
come with time,
off
though.
the. Yeah,
Things
yeah,
come with time.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, there's nothing you can really do without kind of being like, fuck, it's
yeah,
taking too long,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because it's just really annoying at that point trying to have to deal with multiple shit and then being like,
Yeah,
oh my fucking god, it's taking way too long to get where I want to be. It's a
yeah,
business, it's
yeah.
all business at the end of it,
Oh yeah, for sure.
um so actually I was funny thing is I was clearing some space, so then the recording doesn't suddenly just stop. So that's why I was kind of focused in. um so no, but we're all good though still. So definitely though. So we're actually, loading, do you actually have some questions that you might want to ask him?
Like maybe besides what you've been doing with competitive, what is just I expect the more casual side of things. Like, maybe like, making videos or just, interacting with the public basically. What is even more of the ideal for Rhino's public image, the casual
Yeah,
side of it. Like
yeah.
a
I
more
mean,
in-depth talk about it.
like, I guess, are we talking like what I want to do with the people involved type of deal,
The
or?
community, I think
Yeah,
he's
just
talking to
the whole, yeah,
community.
community the whole. Like, how are
Yeah,
you gonna keep like, your players actually, enjoyable time, making sure that your public image is at least in good shapes,
oh yeah, yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
overall,
for
yeah,
sure.
community stuff.
Keep yourself
Yeah,
out of
so,
trouble.
Yeah, making sure
yeah,
no shit goes down between
yeah,
your players and knowing when to let
yeah,
go of them
yeah.
whenever shit
So,
gets banned with them.
yeah, so I mean, you know, there's obviously when teams come along that it's all contracted and
Yeah,
don't make us look terrible. Like I get there's shit talking and stuff, but don't go out to an event and make us look
yeah,
bad. And then overall too, like I do want to do some more like get to know, like so that I have stuff to put out for the socials and that. But yeah, no, um, public eye, I want to keep it as professional. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I try. That's why I like the people that are in here that say they're afraid to talk, and it's like some of these people in Rhino I've known either have come back to me because they see I'm doing my own thing and they know me as a person, or they know me as I have a lot of ties and can help people, like we said. But there's a lot of good people. I try to.
yeah,
I'd rather kick one person out of my Discord than
yeah.
like
It's rather
five.
you'd rather cut off the
Yeah,
thing at the source than
and
an
and
entire branch of a tree.
and yeah, and that's what I'm having now is I brought some people back who I didn't, and that's the other thing too is it's like a job. Uh, you can't pick and choose who you work with, so you don't
Yeah,
have
you
you
just
don't
have to
yeah you
figure out
can't and I get
who's
DMs
the
all
best to work with
yeah
after knowing them for a
Yeah.
few moments.
yeah, and I get DMs all the time. It's like, I don't know my worth in here because I don't get along with this person or that person deleted me in this game or whatever, and it's like, all right, well, coming to me, I get it. You want to make me aware of it, but it's like, don't interact with that person. Or if someone deletes you, like 9 times out of 10, there's people on my COD list or whatever in my friends that if I didn't play a game with you in the past 5 years, I'd be lucky. I do good with names, but if I'm trying to make room, I'm picking someone that I haven't played with in forever, and
Yeah, or just someone that
maybe
has
yeah.
Yeah.
our
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's like, reach out to that guy. Maybe he accidentally deleted you. Maybe he didn't know who you were. Maybe,
You
maybe
never
yeah,
he
know unless you
yeah,
approach that person.
I've
That's one
I've been
thing.
deleted by accident out of so many different things just because, there's so many of us that either have similar names or, starts, with the same letter or whatever, and nine times out of
I didn't
10
even know I didn't have you added. I think the only reason why I didn't know I had you added was because we
yeah,
have
it's
so
just
many mutual servers and it was just like
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And the
Yeah.
one
like
thing is
it's just kind of a mutual acknowledgement of each
Yeah.
other.
yeah. And the
Yeah.
thing is, this is just something that's been really annoying me lately, in the server, is that if I start talking,
Yeah.
and then you and me have a conversation, like nobody really joins in.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I had
I
people like
feel bad, and I'm like I
it's
definitely want them to
yeah,
talk. Like
yeah,
I'm not
and
just always about fighting games, you know. Like I'm not always just like I'm always down to talk about like oh job stuff, you know, adult
yeah.
stuff, you know, like
I
and
think
that I
a
think I'm
lot
just too
of the
social person.
yeah, a lot of our issue too is, man, I'm talking we have people all over. Like, all right, so you got me on the east, you got some people mountain, you got one girl in New Zealand, you got so it's like New
It's hard
Zealand
for
time.
everyone.
Yeah,
It's
forget
hard.
about it. New Zealand time, it's already fucking Saturday over there, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
Oh
like
shit,
already
really?
Saturday.
yeah, she's 18 hours ahead of us, so it's
Fuck.
like
Yeah.
to you know, like when I'm getting up at 8 in the morning to go, or when I'm at work at 8 in the morning, she's going to bed because it's midnight. You know, it's midnight, and then by the time I get home,
It's definitely hard to tell, but I definitely think
yeah,
like
and that's the thing is it's like I want, and that's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, let's do a community, you know, war zone or community, and it's like I wish I could, but it's like, do you know how much planning that's gonna take to get
Yeah, like
everybody's fucking time zones
yeah, even
aligned?
like the simplest stuff like,
Yeah,
like 3v3 and like a
yeah, yeah.
single like FPS game, it's like there's
And
gonna be a lot of planning required.
and that's like someone like me, right? I work Monday through Friday, so it's like I'm on anywhere from 7 to 9 maybe on a weekday, but it's like
Yeah.
a lot of these streamers like to be up at 12, 1, 2 in the morning. I can't do it. I just can't do it, and then
yeah,
like
because you and me, we have jobs in the morning mainly,
yeah,
you know, so it's consistently in the morning. Like me now,
yeah,
like I think I can definitely like stay awake
yeah,
for a little bit more because I have work at like 3 tomorrow, but I have to
yeah. But
I
that's yeah,
I
Yeah.
have to stream tomorrow though too because I I like streaming. I like doing it. You know,
yeah,
and I definitely see you pop up, you know, here and there in, you know, in the chat, which thank you. You know, I appreciate it,
yeah.
even though like I have like little to no like viewers. I think um the only reason why my viewer count isn't always high is because I don't play a lot of games that like people are like, oh, that's Valorant. You know, I don't play a lot of the popular
Yeah,
games. I just don't like it. You know, I'm like, I don't want my content to be carried by that. Like, I'll play it every once in a while, you
yeah,
know,
for
on
sure.
the stream, but like, majority of my shit is going to be fighting games, and
Yeah,
you know, that's definitely like, uh, okay. The only other thing that also like carries my content is I can't even say it's me. It's definitely not me. It's my friends, you know, loading,
Yeah,
exile, replay. Those
it's
guys
just the whole
literally
group of
carry like it's my whole group of people that like kind of just carry the content because I'm like I'm not as funny as, you know, the rest of these guys. Most of my like humor I get from these guys. Like I kind of leech off of it a little bit being like, "Oh, I get what it
sometimes
means.
some
It's funny."
like I
Sometimes I have my moments of being funny, but
PJ,
these
I'm
guys are
just a
definitely funny.
dumbass that's just saying random shit. I don't know
I
how I'm funnier
know,
than
that's why it's hilarious. You know, because it's funny because you're relatable in that aspect. Like we're just dumb. We're not actually
I'm
thinking.
just
We
still
just
vibing.
go. We just kind of go. You know. So that's definitely something like, you know, this is also just like my advice for like any type of like getting a viewership. It's always good to have your friends with you, you know?
Yeah.
Having a group of people with you rather than just like you trying to do things by yourself, it helps a long way because at the same time you know those people are going to be on, you know those people are going to be, you know, being around you because they like being around you, you know. So that's why I want to do the comp corner because, you know, I have my friends who want to be around me, who want to come here and want to do this with me because they're like,
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, you know, I think it's definitely something we can talk about, you
Yeah.
know.
Like I may not talk all the time. To be honest, I ain't really the one to entirely just don't really talk. I'm sometimes just goofing off with friends and it's like, what is that happening? I may not be the best at podcasts, but I'm just kind of glad I'm here talking with y'all.
Yeah, because I appreciate your
yeah,
opinion and I appreciate, you coming, you know, being my friend. And I was like, you know what, loading would be perfect for this. Because you have so much info in that dumb brain of yours, you know, in that loading brain of
I may not
yours.
speak it, but goddamn it, do I know it?
Like
I found this kid too. I found his name
you found
on
him.
Twitter. Yeah, his name's Motion Shooter. He's a really crazy Tekken player.
I'll take a look at him. Take a look at his Twitter.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's
give that man a
from.
follow.
Oh, that's where it is. Pakistan.
Yeah, good old
Right.
gander.
He's from
Pakistan,
Pakistan?
dude. Yeah, he's from Pakistan, dude. And
Dude,
I'm
players
telling
over there are crazy. I told
you,
y'all this.
yeah, he,
Dude, like if you go to
dude,
like the most random parts of the world, sometimes it's just like, well, I guess there's our top player.
Like, it's
like
weird
this.
because like Pakistan like dominated the Tekken 7 scene, and then like it was so out of nowhere because it was Korea for like the longest time. Wait, was it Korea or Japan? No, it was
It was the
Korea, right?
Eastern. I believe it's like just some of the Eastern like continents. Yeah,
It was mainly, yeah. I think it was Korea though that was like dominating the Tekken scene, and then Pakistan came out of
yeah.
nowhere.
Pakistan just said, "Fuck it, here comes Akuma."
Everybody, I believe this like religiously. Everyone in there has like a pocket Akuma.
Yeah, July 20th. He
Understandable.
just won a
I was
major.
like, just
What major
Or
was this?
TV major
Oh,
2024. Z10 hosted.
hmm.
Jesus.
He just won those $2,500. The kid's crazy. He won
Yeah.
another one back in July 13th, a week after the other
That's
one.
fucking nuts, man. Seriously. I mean, too bad though that,
Yeah,
I mean, I understand from his point of view, like, you
yeah,
know, he probably doesn't have the best financial situation to like get a
yeah,
visa. But at the
yeah,
same
yeah,
time, like he has to kind of also realize, like, okay, let me look into these
yeah,
people more instead of just asking for it.
yeah, yeah. It's
You
just
know.
it's a lot. Like it would be great exposure, but it's for me to
But right now, we don't have. You don't have the
yeah,
facilities to do it.
yeah,
I mean, like like we said though, these things take time.
yeah, yeah,
I have this hope to where like I get to move out of my house.
yeah.
Like move in with a group of my friends if I'm not with a spouse or whatever.
Mm,
I'm not looking that hard. Like I'll joke about me being single, but like I'm really not looking like that fucking
Yeah.
hard, Like I'm just like kind of half-assing it because I'm like, you know what? I got the podcast, I got my job, like I have all these things. Do I really need one at this point? Like I can just like move in with a group of friends and then just
yeah,
like
yeah,
have like a content creator house or whatever, if we would like to do that. And it's fun.
Which would be baller.
It
To
would
be
be pretty
honest,
baller. It would
I
be
call
pretty
dibs
baller.
on sleeping in the closet.
Why the closet?
Oh, I know it's funny. That is literally the only reason. It's funny.
Okay. I don't know how to say that one. Definitely though. I see, it's
Back problem.
back well, I mean, would you be really having back problems as long as if you do like vampire style, right? Like
Just
there's a
hang up
reason.
and down and let the blood rush to my head.
No, not even that. Just like stand up, like just just kind of like stand up straight. I just as long as you kind
Okay,
of
I
keep your head
think
straight.
vampire style is like coffin style, except upside down, where your head goes
No,
towards the
that
ground.
would be bat style. If you want to do a vampire style, you have to be standing upward and then your like
I'm
arms are
pretty sure
crossed.
vampires are more associated with bats.
They are, but that's not like I'm talking like the animal, not the.
Not the actual thing. Understandable. So you just mean
Yeah, yeah.
coffin style. Got it.
Yeah, so I feel like if you do a
That
coffin,
can definitely
vampire
be a
coffin
viable
style,
strategy.
yeah, like your spine wouldn't be really misaligned. It would just be straight as a board. It'd be stiff as
Yeah.
fuck though. Like you're
Yep.
you're waking up, you're having a bad fucking spine, but if you crack that bitch, you're chilling.
Yep.
What the fuck is that? What did you just send in there?
CJ, I want you to guess which that's from. Which
C
game that's
damn
from.
2951. What is that from? What?
That's
I,
from Among Us Arena. That's an
that
almost touch
is
to death combo. It is
that's
49 damage
gross.
away.
That's gross. That's nasty. All right,
It is
so we
49
actually are
damage away
hitting
from
the
kill.
hour mark. We are at an
Sadly.
hour and three. Yeah, very sadly. So, do you have anything else you want to like kind of put out there,
yeah.
Nightstalker?
There
Like
was a couple things I forgot to tell you. Did you see the website that I designed?
the
The
website?
task
Yeah,
force.
that
Yeah,
was I
Wait,
did
what?
take a look at the website.
that's
I will
sick.
send it as well.
Yeah, I made that. I
Wait,
designed
you made
everything
that?
on there. Yeah, oh yeah, I designed it. I programmed it.
Rhino.
Everything on there is. I got the hoodie.
Might have to cop
I
me
got
some
some of the
merch.
t-shirts. Yeah,
I love seeing this text where it's like, I feel like I know where this is from. I know this text style. I just don't know
So
what it's called.
with that, so with that in mind, with the merch, actually, I do want to ask you something on
Mm.
It's
that
actually
really
kind of cool
quick.
though.
Can you do like any like custom made stuff on it? Like, can you have like
How about
your own like username on there if you would like that?
let me inspect
Oh
the outfit.
yeah. So it's like $12 for
Here
a
is the
year,
word.
but I literally I didn't know how it
Yeah,
was
this is
gonna go.
actually
The only shit that's sold so far is stuff me and my brother got because I've been dropping the promotion of that.
this is amazing stuff actually.
I gotta talk to the designer, but yeah, I mean, you got
Damn, yeah, no,
some.
this
I got
is simple,
Yes.
but
the
is
champion
it
shirts are
exciting to
crazy.
see all this? Damn.
Yeah, the champion. I haven't even put work into it, but the champion shirts are sick. I have that. The hoodies are nice.
I'll drop that in the link, you know.
But
That'll be in the description. That'll be in the
I
Yet
description.
do
another
I
page.
I do plan on getting a better URL, but
Yet another
the
page. Yippee.
the
Hey, I can't wait to see that, man. You know, like
yeah.
I actually have high hopes for you guys, you know, at Rhino, and I have really high hopes for you because I know you can do it. I know I know you got that potential. You know, I've seen
The
it before.
actual
Yeah.
yeah, the other crazy wild thing I'm doing, which I don't I mean, I think it's crazy, but I know a guy who was a really big fan of me personally in the past, and I
Mm-hmm.
reconnected with him. He's actually, I don't know where he is. He might be close to you. He's in New York.
Is he?
But he's actually working right now on releasing a song about Rhino. He's a rapper out in New York, and he's
Oh, is it
yeah,
this?
three Ds.
Is that the same guy for
It's
who rapped for
yes,
PRS? Yeah,
same guy, bro.
I
So
don't know
yeah,
him
so
personally, but
he's
I heard his song.
yeah, he's doing a song right now for Rhino that it's gonna be basically it's gonna be a big shout out for everybody, streaming wise, and it's gonna be, I told him to
Awesome.
keep it basically, yeah, so it's gonna be cool because
Keep it PG.
no, not even PG, because I told him. He said what kind, and I said, well, I'm like trap and hip hop and DM, so like that
Let
kind of
him
thing,
know.
yeah, like
Yeah.
but it's gonna call, obviously, I didn't. He asked me about, like, obviously with the other song, they name specific people for streamers and that, and I was like, I want to keep it universal that way there because I don't know who's gonna stay and who's gonna go. So I told him, call everybody. I'll call all the streamers out as a whole, but then call, like me, my brother, the two people that created it, out separate. But keep
Yeah.
it so that, like, if someone leaves, it doesn't ruin the song. You know what I mean? It's still, because that's the issue. Like with the original one we had, I think, out of the 8 people in there was like maybe one left by the end of everything. So it was like
I
I want to
definitely
keep,
plan to
yeah.
stay,
So
definitely.
and it's cool too because then it includes everybody. It's not just, you know it's Rhino as a whole, not
Yeah.
specific people. But so it should be sick. He said he's doing. I think he said he did like 2 hours. It's only gonna be. He's still working on it, but I told him like 2 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't make
Now,
it too
anything
long. But
else you want to add in there too? You
no,
know,
that's about it. That's
that's
yeah.
about
I
it.
mean, we're just, I got a handful of COD people I'm talking to for next year. I want to get
You got your
Val,
hands
get
full,
some more,
man. Well, if you want to get started with
get
Val, you know, you can talk to Exile
some
and
more.
replay. Like I
I
said,
do,
you know,
yeah. That's the thing. I do want to get
Yeah.
some Val people in here.
why don't you, since you're in the chat with us right now, why don't
Matter.
you add them right now and say, like, listen,
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm
Even
Nightstalker. I'm the guy, that Loading and CJ just did an interview with for a podcast. So I know, Exile's definitely, he does music. He does what, EDM, right? Loading, he does EDM.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's EDM.
Yeah, he does
Or something
electronical
close to
disco
that.
music.
Like
He
dubstep
he
anyway?
does make his own music, and he does. I think he has a couple stuff on SoundCloud that you can listen to. I would ask him more about
Does he?
that. He does, yeah.
Oh shit.
Um, but yeah, no, dude, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
Seriously,
man.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Um,
Yeah, man.
yeah. So guys, you can find this man at Rhino, on Twitter. seriously, this man's a great man. He knows what he knows how to help you out. You just gotta listen to his advice, really, and take that first step.
Yeah.
Interact with him, interact with me, interact with anyone in the Discord, because those are gonna be your
Yeah.
good friends and it could lead into great networking. Seriously, because unfortunately,
Yeah.
when it comes to like the streaming business, you gotta network. You gotta know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Like, it's
So
just all about who you know.
it really is about all how. Same with like real life jobs too. It's all about
Like-
who you know.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
most of the time it usually like sometimes you can get with going with what you know, but most of the time it's who you know.
Exactly.
Sure.
All right. Well,
So,
thank
yeah.
you so much for joining on.
Yeah, man.
Loading. Do you want to do the outro?
Well, yeah. Well, Stalker, thank you for joining us on
Thanks, man.
the Com
Yeah.
Corner, where we just talk about everything else. No the competitive, whether that be League of Legends, Smash Bros, or trading card games. And to be honest, Nightstalker, before I say we're signing off, feed this man alcohol, and I'm pretty sure he'll do a lot for you.
What
Well,
the?
that's all from
Damn.
the
All
Com
right.
Corner
So
now.
turn me into an alcoholic.
No. Yes, that is exactly. Turn him into an alcoholic, and by God, he'll win all his fights. But, well,
All right. This is Spot, Loading, and Nightstalker signing off. Thank you guys for
I don't know.
joining.